Oh, it's
Good evening, Hampton University community and friends. I am Calvin Harris, Assistant Director of Student Activities here at Hampton University, and we would like to thank you all for joining us for day 2 of our Train with a Purpose week. This week has been designed to get all of our Hampton Roads and Hampton University community members, faculty, staff, and supporters to really take time as we prepare into the spring season to think about your health. We have all been quarantined for now a year, and it's time to get some of these pounds off and think about life. Today, we are pleased to have a Hamptonian with us, Miss Alex Hill from Brooklyn, New York, the creator of Cooking with Friends. She's going to be spending the next 30 minutes or so with you, teaching you a quick way to make weeknight noodles. All right, Alex, any questions before I go?
No, I think we're good. How many people are on the live or on the stream?
I can't see it right now.
Oh, you can't see? Okay.
But I will definitely come back. Well, now it looks like one person has just joined us.
One person. Okay.
But once again, welcome everybody to the Train with a Purpose cooking series with Alex Hill. She's going to be doing a weeknight Roman noodles meal. Ask questions and take it away. I'll be here if you need me, okay?
Okay, thank you, Calvin. Hi, everyone. For everyone who is on the YouTube live, I am Alex. I'm a home cook and creator of Just Add Hot Sauce food blog, and I am a 2010 graduate of Hampton University. So I'm super excited to be here with you guys. I have been cooking since I was 12. Cooking is truly my passion, and I'm so glad to be able to cook a quick weeknight ramen here for you guys. I don't know if anyone is here yet, but if you are, can you drop in the comment page what class, if you're a Hampton student? I am QT7 Moten Miss, so you can drop in your name, where you're from, what class you are, or where you live right now. So I would love to hear from everyone. But we are making a quick weeknight ramen because we are all stuck in the house. And I purposely chose this dish because when I was in college, I was broke as hell. I was broke. And all we ate was ramen noodles. We went to Sonic. We went to Chick-fil-A. And I didn't really have a lot of healthy eating habits, even though I love to cook. I did not cook or eat very well in college. And look, my metabolism was fast. So that's why, I didn't eat healthy. But we are making this quick weeknight ramen. And I purposely chose all of the sauces like soy sauce, the chili garlic paste, and the oyster sauce because you can find that in your local grocery store. And this is very customizable. I was actually telling Calvin that if you don't like mushrooms or shrimp or spinach or onions, you can customize it to what you want. You can customize it to using carrots and kale, and you can do chicken or steak. So it's really customizable. So we are going to get started. Oh, and just one more thing. We have the 25-cent ramen noodle pack. This is amazing, but we are not going to use the seasoning because why? It's not that healthy for you. So the seasoning is full of sodium, and that is not great. Even though you guys are young and you're in college, your metabolism is quick. This is not healthy for you. So we are going to skip the seasoning packet, but we are going to use the noodles. And this whole dish, which was amazing, was under $10. So you can make a great ramen during the week, one pot, and that's it. So, but right now we are going to cook the Jammy Egg. So it's technically 2 parts. So if you are cooking along with me, I want you to get a saucepan, boil some water, and you're going to drop your egg in there for 6 minutes. That's how we get a Jammy Egg. So I'm going to drop it in over here. And I am going to turn my timer on 6 minutes because that's how you get the perfect Jammy Egg. We want that ramen Jammy Egg. And usually you can soak it in soy sauce or a sesame paste, but we're just going to do a regular Jammy Egg. So I'm going to put that on 6 minutes, and then we're going to move on to the broth. So if you are cooking along with me, it's a super quick dish. You're going to get out a big stock pot, and we're just going to basically dump everything into the pot. So I'm going to put my little stove on medium heat. And today we are using low sodium chicken stock, because again, we're trying to be healthy. So low sodium chicken stock goes in. And I don't really like to measure. That's not what we do here. We measure with our hearts, you know? And so we're doing soy sauce. Soy sauce because it gives that umami, salty flavor. You want that full, rich flavor in your mouth. So a little bit of soy sauce, about 1/4 of a cup. And what's really great about this is you can customize it to how spicy or how mild you want it. We're doing oyster sauce because oyster sauce gives it that umami and also sweetness. So soy sauce gives it just a tad of sweetness. Just gonna add a little bit of that. And then this is where spiciness comes in. This is chili paste. This is amazing. You can find this at your local grocery store. This is sambal olik. It is an Asian paste, but it's really good. It's a bunch of chilies and it has some garlic in it. It's so good. So we added our chicken stock, we added some soy sauce, some oyster sauce, and some chili paste into our stock pot. And I always like to kind of dilute the flavors a little bit because a lot of Asian condiments and sauces are very strong. So sometimes it can be too overpowering. So I like to add a little bit of water to it. So I'm going to add about like a 1/2 cup. And then we're going to bring this to a boil. Boil, slight simmer. Let me get my whisk out. Actually. And we're just going to bring that to a simmer. You don't really need to add much to this. You don't need to add salt or pepper. The soy sauce, oyster sauce, and the chili paste has a lot of flavor in it, so you don't need to add a lot to it. And then we have some shrimp here. We're not going to add that yet because shrimp overcooks. We don't want to overcook our shrimp where it gets really chewy and hard. We don't want that. So we're going to add our shrimp last, but we are going to add our spinach, mushroom, and onions once this comes to a simmer. And if you want to taste it, you can go ahead and taste a little bit of the broth. It's going to be a little salty, going to be some sweet and spicy flavor profiles. Ooh, that is good. That is really good. And what's good about this, it's like a 20-minute dish. A 20-minute dish. Like, if you want to spice it up a little bit, you can slice some like thinly sliced steak and add that in, and it cooks by itself. Like it's amazing. Are there any questions? Is there anyone there? Yes? No? Oh.
Hey, Alex. So there is a question. Somebody is asking, are you boiling the egg? We hear you use the term jammy for 6
Jammy egg. Yes, we are boiling the egg for 6 minutes in a separate pot. So I put my egg in a separate pot, and we're going to bring the water to a boil and let it boil for 6 minutes because we want that jammy egg, which the jammy egg, we don't want to overcook it to a hard boiled egg. We want a little runny so then the yolk runs into the ramen.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So if you guys are cooking along with me, so my broth is coming to like a simmer. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop my ramen noodles. And remember, we're not using the packet because we have so much flavor in our broth. So that's just going to cook. And what's really good about this dish, while you're boiling your egg, your broth is cooking. Okay. So you can go ahead and taste it if you want. You can taste it for more spice, or if you want more sweetness, you can add more soy sauce. but this cooks super, super quick. And I didn't add any of my vegetables yet because I still want that crunch. Like I really want that crunch of the spinach. And you know how spinach like wilts down to nothing. I want that crunch of spinach. I want that crunch of onion. So that is why I'm going to check my timer for the egg. Okay, almost done. Okay. And then if you are cooking your jammy egg along with me, you want to get a cold bowl of water because we are going to plunge our egg from the hot boiling water into very cold water to stop the cooking. So that's how it gets jammy. So we're going to stop the cooking process. Okay, so my timer went off. And I'm bringing over my 6-minute egg and plunging that into cold water. I threw some ice cubes because we really want to stop the cooking process. And my noodles are coming together. Ooh, and the spice is getting to me. I'm about to sneeze. Is anyone a Moten Miss? Anyone stayed in Moten? I stayed in Moten. VC cuties, Twitchell. No one, you can drop it in the chat, in the comments. Oh wait, maybe it's I need to switch to the comment section. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I added my egg to the cold water because we want to stop the cooking process. And I'll show you guys a shortcut into how I peel my eggs. Okay. So I'm going to, actually, let me move this a little bit. So my noodles are cooking and my broth, it's smelling spicy, it's smelling sweet. Does anyone have any questions? Yes, the water for the egg is already boiling. So before you drop in your egg, you want to just make sure it's boiling first. Okay. So a trick to peeling an egg, right? You're going to, I wonder if you guys can see this. No, okay, maybe I can bring it closer. So what I always do is I tap the egg, right? And I remove a couple of the cracked shells, right? And then I maneuver my spoon into like under it. So I'm running the spoon all around. So that's how I'm loosening the shell. So then I'm not fooling around with all these different shell pieces. So that's a trick I always like to use. So then look, a perfect little egg comes out. See, wasn't that easy? I just like to dip it again. So there's nothing in it. Okay, so listen, this is almost done, which is great. So I'm going to drop my spinach. And remember, we still want that crunch because we still want all like the nutrients in our vegetables. I'm going to drop my spinach. I'm going to drop my mushrooms and my onions. I'm just going to stir that around. Okay, we're going to stir that around. This is smelling really, really good. And then if you're vegetarian, you can leave out the shrimp. Like if you don't want to have any type of protein, you can leave it out. But if you want protein, you can add it in there. Like it's totally up to you. And I'm just going to taste it again. Because then the flavors of the mushrooms start to come out. All of that. So I'm going to add, ooh, it's spicy. I'm going to go ahead and add some shrimp. And we add our shrimp last because shrimp cooks super, super quick. It cooks super quick. And I'm sure you guys have been to a restaurant where you've gotten like your shrimp and it's like hard and it's chewy. That means it's overcooked. We don't want overcooked shrimp. We want perfectly plump pink shrimp. Okay. And I'm just stirring it around to let my shrimp cook. And you have quick weeknight ramen. Did you already use the garlic? So if you want to mince garlic or thinly sliced garlic, throw that in the broth. So basically what we're doing, we're just dumping everything into the pot. We're dumping all of it into the pot and we're letting everything simmer and come together. So we're building the broth first, and then we are adding the noodles, and then we are adding the protein and all of that. How many servings are there? So this is about 2 servings. Because we used 1 packet of the ramen noodles. So, but usually because we added the vegetables, we added the shrimp, this can serve 2 people. Or, honestly, it can serve 1 if you want. Okay, mine is looking so good. My shrimp is perfectly cooked. So I'm going to show you guys that I'm going to cut the egg so you can see the jamminess of it. Okay. Look, my nose is already running because, let me turn this off. Let me pour it. And this serves a lot of, like, it's a pretty big bowl. This is probably too much for me, but let me show you guys. So I put everything in a big bowl. I'm going to cut my jammy egg. Ooh, look at the jammy egg. It's all jammy. And then, can you see? I'm going to garnish with some green onions. Look how quick that was. Can you guys see? Look at my quick ramen. It looks so good. How's everyone else's ramen doing? Did anyone make it along? Look at that. Calvin?
Yes, I'm here. That looks
excellent. Right? Doesn't that look good?
Most definitely. So I was misunderstanding when you were talking about the jammy egg. So that's more of a runny egg.
Yes, it's a runny egg. It's a runny egg because, like, at the so you can see like the onions, and we have the broth. I wish I had my chopsticks to make it feel a little bit more authentic. But yeah, so it's like a runny egg.
So someone is asking, how many minutes did you cook the shrimp, would you say?
Probably a minute and a half.
So were those just the already peeled shrimp, or were they the kind that you bought from the fresh seafood market? Like the bag shrimp?
This was frozen shrimp. So I had frozen shrimp already in my fridge. So I had frozen shrimp in my freezer. So I just defrosted some and threw them into the bowl.
All right.
And it cooked.
This week we have been examining cost-efficient ways of healthy eating as well as exercising. Could you tell us approximately how much is this meal?
So this is approximately $10, which is really great. Aside from the soy sauce, you don't have any of these already in your pantry. So the soy sauce, the oyster sauce, and the chili paste, it can probably go up to $15, but it's not a super expensive meal. That's why I love making it so much, because you can honestly customize it to however you want. If, like I said, if you don't want to use spinach, you can use kale, and if you don't want to use mushrooms, you can use carrots. Like, you can easily customize it to whatever you want and wherever you feel like that night.
So with the flavorings that you use, are there any other substitutes for the shrimp, just in case somebody might have a seafood allergy?
Oh, you can use steak, you can use chicken, you can use tofu. Like, I would recommend, if you're feeling fancy, you can do a little lobster or anything like that. But if there's a seafood allergy, like, you can totally just use chicken or steak or tofu if you're vegetarian or vegan. And if you want to just do vegetable, just add more vegetables in there.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, great. So, Ms. Hill, I thank you so much for joining us on today, giving us this great, helpful tip on what.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions, or did anyone cook along? It's a quick dish, so let me know.
Very quick.
Very quick. That's why I said it's quick ramen. I'm gonna taste it to make sure it's good. I tasted the broth, so I just want to taste it. Clyde, how are you doing? I see Clyde.
Yes.
And Sam Simi?
So Mr. Etter also works for Hampton University. He is alongside with this project. He is the director of intramural sports. In collaboration, he as well with our department, we're very big because him coming from the athletic side of it. We oftentimes at work very close together and trying to figure out our lunch hour meals. This is like something that is really easy because you can kind of cook it in the microwave.
Yeah, you can cook it in the microwave, but it's really easy. You can, like I said, like, you can really customize it to anything you want. Like, if you want to pack more, fine work at night monitor. Yeah, like.
He said when you were there because he knows you.
Oh, hey. But yeah, you can add more vegetables. Like, if you want to get fancy, like, you can, if you want to impress like a boo or something like that, like, you can thinly slice raw steak and then add it in there, like, while the broth is hot, because then it will cook in the hot broth, you know? So it's a really great.
You said what? Raw steak?
Yeah, you add raw, like, let's say you're serving it, right? So the broth is super hot, and if you add thinly sliced raw steak, it will cook in the broth, because that's essentially what I did with the shrimp. It just cooked in the broth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But this is really great for like a quick lunch.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to pack a lot of vegetables and you're not like a vegetable person, but you need a little bit of oomph to it, cooking it in this broth is really great. So I highly recommend just packing in a lot of vegetables with this. And I used everything sparingly, just because a lot of Asian spices can be a little bit salty, but we still want that flavor. So that's why I use it sparingly. And we use low sodium chicken stock and diluted it with water as well.
Okay, good.
But it's better than that packet of ramen noodle seasoning. It's better than that. Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Clyde. Eat my ramen.
Well, once again, thank you so much for this. Can you tell the public how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah. Oh my God, my ramen's so good. My Instagram is @hotsauce_. You can follow me. Oh my God, I'm eating. But you can follow me on Instagram, @hotsauce, and also my food blog, justaddhotsauce.com. I update my food blog weekly, bi-weekly, almost every day. So you can find a bunch of recipes there to cook along. But yeah, oh yeah, thank you. Just at Hot Sauce on Instagram. But that is me.
All right. Well, thank you once again.
Can you tell me how many people joined?
It fluctuated up and down. So at the most, 7 on this platform. It will be on our YouTube channel for people to watch later. So a lot of our views do come up. So we'll have to check it back in the morning time.
Okay, cool. Well, all 7 of you, thank you for joining.
Well, we thank you once again, Hampton University and community. Please join us on tomorrow evening for day 3 of Train with a Purpose Week. We're going to work on our mind, body, and soul with doing virtual yoga with our infamous, our most dedicated yoga instructor connected to Hampton University, Miss Kalila Miles. The flyer has been posted. The Zoom link is there. But yes, thank you all so much for joining us. Alex, you have been a blessing, and we look forward to future connections with you in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Homecoming.
Yes. Oh my God. Last year was my 10 year. So I'm really trying to come back and crash everyone's 10 year this year. So hoping.
All right. Thank you so much, Hampton University. This is the end of our program. Stay safe, stay fit, and we will see you tomorrow.